What's up, everybody? I'm Duke James. I did a test where I revoked a bunch of stuff from the nobility. They have not a lot of power. Like, their power is 27%, which compared to a lot of European countries, that's pretty low. But they still add 20% corruption, which I'm not really sure why that is, because they're so weak, but they do, it's probably due to money. They make 400 ducats. So they make 400 ducats, the burghers make 155 ducats, and the clergy make 92 ducats. So they're still adding a lot of corruption. They pack a punch, and then that's also made worse by my autonomy being 1.394, so I definitely think there's two ways I could go about this. Either just revoke everything from them and let their loyalty go down to 0, and then let it recover. It recovers about like 1 per year, so that would take a long time. That also locks this. So if their stability goes down low enough, I'm not sure what that number exactly is, but if it goes down low enough, it'll lock you out of doing supports, because they don't want you to just revoke everything and then, oh, align the cabinet with the aristocrats. So that's definitely one way. I don't think that's the way, though, because corruption also increased to like 30% with the gentry, so it's one way that I could go, but I don't think it's a good way to go. So I'll just do stuff like aligning the cabinet with the aristocrats. They gain a little bit of power, 0.25% per year. So something like this is half of removing one of the down here, which they only have 3, 4, 5. They have 5 privileges left. So really not all that much privileges, and I'm really okay with giving them extensive obligations. Easing gentry dues, this would give 20 loyalties, so it's only half of revoking one of these, but this only gives plus 20% mana cost for gentry dues, and negative 20% times gentry loyalty tax from gentry, so they don't pay me anything right now, really, as it is. I have taxes right now, so definitely don't pay me anything, but I think they pay me like 3 ducats max, even if taxes are not going, so they already don't pay me anything, so I'm okay giving them this in order to get rid of other stuff that's more important. Because this doesn't reduce their income. They get power from income, in addition to a couple other things, but stuff like this affects their income, plus 10% all revenue from forestry industry transferred to gentry wealth, and then this is the game industry. This one deals with autonomy, and this one adds a little bit of yearly corruption and takes away a diplomat. So this doesn't do anything for power with wealth, but these 3 do. And this one reduces autonomy. My autonomy is pretty bad right now, and they get power from autonomy as well, so that will should reduce their power, reduce my autonomy, and then these 2 reduce their power because it reduces their income. Probably not gonna do that now, though. That's not the one that I want. I'm not gonna do anything else with these. And then every 10 years I can suppress peasant freedom or whatever that thing is. My peasant freedom doesn't actually decrease, so everybody's at 100%, so I can go ahead and just spam that every 10 years for 5 noble loyalty, which isn't much, but it's something. I definitely don't need to do anything else with this stuff, and then once this stuff is gone, I could bump this back up to 6. Oh wait, no, because I need provincial administration, formal structure, sovereign courts, and justice. Yeah, this one, formalize the administration, is definitely, that's locks the manpower. Which my autonomy, this is kind of skewed because autonomy in colonies shows up as not the correct value. But for these coastal provinces, it's not that bad. My capital has no infrastructure built, so once I start building harborages and pathing there, that should reduce autonomy pretty good, I'd say, hopefully. And then I'll have a string of harbors coming down coastline, so that'll help out with that as well. And then stability. Stability affects centralization, which centralization affects monthly autonomy change, so that's something that I definitely want to increase. One stability point adds 0.05 stability per year, and negative stability takes centralization away by 0.05 per one stability point, per one negative stability point. So I'm going to try to get my stability up as high as possible to centralize faster. So I think in that vein, I'm going to go ahead and provide grain for commoners. This is going to cost a lot because my nomads are dying. But that gives stability, increase interval negative 30%, some national unrest reduction, 25% progress towards stability. Hopefully it only costs like a couple ducats. And then I'll probably just, I think I mentioned this before, but I'm just going to focus on one level deep in terms of colonies along the coastline. I'm going to try to work along the coastline and then one level deep to help out with my autonomy, because I don't want to go too deep into the jungle, unless it's a part of the Amazon up here. So going this way and going down has the benefit of being on the Amazon River, so all you have to do is build harbors, and that autonomy reduction is pretty good from those harbors along river systems. I know there's a river system also down in the south somewhere. Not really that many rivers over here. It's hard to see the entire river system because it doesn't show up in uncolonized provinces, so I won't get a full picture until I colonize. It's kind of a catch-22 because I don't know what to colonize until I get a full picture, so I'll kind of just be shooting in the dark there a little bit. Alright, how much did that cost? Ooh, ouch, that cost a lot. That cost 100 ducats for the grain dole. That's what, how long is that? That's 3 years? Yeah, it's, 3 years roughly. So that's 60 ducats. No, it's 72 ducats lost per year. I mean, I can shoulder that burden a little bit. Helps out with the people not dying, so that's also good. I probably won't do temporary tax relief to get a little extra money then. Counteract that. Money lost. Portugal, what is that? Portugal has 4 transport ships here. Where are you going with those transport ships, Portugal? They might be going over here. I think that's where they're going. Yeah, they're gone. Built a fort here. That should block off movement coming from this way. That's to protect myself in case England wants to fight me, which I don't think they would. Go ahead and improve relations with them. Might as well, I have that diplomat. Standing army ideas, expansion ideas, caravan power, fabricating claims in colonial regions, and province war score cost. Alright. Expansion ideas doesn't seem that important to fill out. There are two... What are these? Institutions that I'm not getting. Oh, global trade is spreading. Global trade is spreading decently, so I'll probably get that eventually. Obviously, I'll get that eventually. 30 years right now at this pace. Scientific methods is kind of screwed because I only have one province in my entire country that has more than 10,000 people in it, which is my old capital, which has 16,000. So this is the only province with higher education. And in order to get scientific methods, you need higher education production. Let's see, casual literacy has to be embraced, which I believe I have that. Admin tech has to be tech 27, level 27, what is mine? Okay, my admin tech is 24. So that's why I'm not getting that spread. Legalism has to be present, casual literacy present, no unrest, and then it spreads based on academic districts -4 divided by 2. So you want to increase the amount of knowledge production in your provinces, so I'll feed some academic investment into this province. And then I am focusing admin, so that was for expansion ideas. These aren't really that important, so I'll go back to getting admin tech then. And then some of these colonies I think are a couple years of being finished. Probably get another couple colonies going over here. I'm not sure why my admin... It was charging me admin power, despite me not charging taxes, so I'm not sure what was up with that. Okay, with taxes we go national income to 108, which is almost double, so that should help out a little bit with... It saves a couple ducats. This fort also costs half a ducat, so I'll dump that fort for now. Because if I am attacked, then it's going to take time for Europe to land troops, so... English Columbia has 4,000 troops, I have 4,000 troops. They're stationed over here, so... Should be able to hold them off. I don't think they're going to attack me. Because it doesn't say that England wants my provinces. Portugal wants my provinces, but they're fighting... Yeah, they attacked Shimu. I'm probably going to have to fight European powers to get the stuff over here. Which, if I'm able to ally it, I'll ally England. It's England and Portugal that are really over here, so I'll ally England, fight Portugal. They might join, might not, but should be able to fight Portugal, and then if I'm allied to England, that'll prevent me from getting aggressive expansion with them, so... Should be able to take those territories. These guys don't seem bad. 534, 435, 324. I feel like these elections happen quicker than they should, though. They're supposed to last 7 years. I think it's going every 5 years for some reason. I'll just let the lottery decide, which sucks because if it's every 5 years, you either have to continue with the current leadership and lose relations with the people, the estates, or take a 50% progress hit. Go ahead and do that. What is his personality trait? He's strict. Okay, a couple points of discipline. Yeah, the aristocrats are going to have control of my country for a long time. My state reach has now gone up to 10%, so that's nice. The first reform that I can do is at 15%, so that's actually not that far off. But I need 30 bureaucratic influence, which is going to be pretty hard to do, actually. Alright, investment. What is this province? Alagoas. And Control F. Let's see. Oh well, okay. That invested pretty far away. Little bits of agriculture investment, forestry investment, extraction investment. Alright, so all around investment in this province. Santorum did 4.5 ducats into industrial investment. Alright, this province is actually a major center of trade and an important center of production. Yeah, pretty much my country, with the exception of my former capital, is all up here, really. Most profitable land is up here. My capital has an important center of trade. This province has a major center of trade. This province also has gold that I noticed. Unfortunately, its mine size is 14, so it's practically nothing. But it's better than nothing. Just barely. Alright, this province had 20 ducats invested into fisheries, 6.6 ducats into extraction, 3 ducats into forestry investment, 12 ducats into agriculture. 15, 21, 41 ducats invested in this province. Our capital had 16 ducats into forestries invested. No, that was 10 years ago. 65, so a little bit of extraction, 1 ducat in fishery maintenance. Alright, so a little bit of investment going on there. It's definitely going to be hard to keep my stability up since I have to expand the bureaucracy, which gives negative 50% progress towards stability and plus 30% stability increase interval. And then, of course, that corruption, bureaucracy corruption. That hurts. That hurts a lot because providing tax relief gives 50% progress towards stability and only negative 20% stability increase intervals, so it's the same as providing temporary tax relief. I think that's every 10 years, though. No, that's every 5 years. Okay. And providing temporary tax relief is every 3 years. So you can do this a little bit more often than centralizing. Kind of have to centralize, though, because that's key to really everything. Or state reach. State reach, centralization. Alright, let's look at a census. So we have 1.6 million tenants in our country. There's a natural change of 21,000, so that's pretty good comparatively, and an inward movement of about 10,700, so the nomads are becoming peasants. Speaking of which, the nomads are dying at 5,000 per year. And they're leaving 11,700 per year, so 10,700 of them are going to the countryside, so I imagine 1,000 would be going to residents. Yeah, there's about, so 1,000 tenants are moving into the cities, and 1,000 nomads are moving into the cities, so there's about 2,000 inward movement into the cities, and about 600 people dying. Besides amenities in my capital, it's not something that I'm gonna worry too much about right now. I'd rather focus on harbors and pathing. Because I have a lot of those cities that have around 6,000 people, so that 600 is spread out between a lot of these cities. So I don't think it's worthwhile now to focus on amenities when I need to get my autonomy down. But 10,000 gentry, 7,100 burghers, a little bit dying, a little bit moving out. 204,000 fighting age men. In terms of wealth, yeah, the tenants are doing pretty good actually. Life 1.7, comfort 1.2, luxury 0.8. Nomads not so much, that's why they're dying. Residents are doing good, 1.9 life, a little bit less comfort than the peasants, and luxury 0.49, so not great there. Knowledge is decent, 2. They're making surplus, which must mean that they're not getting what they need. Gentry have a surplus as well, 13 ducats. Life is good, comfort 0.8, about the same as the peasants. Luxury is about the same as the residents. Burghers have a deficit, so their life is good at 4.7, comfort 0.69, luxury 0.07. Okay. Then clergy have a massive surplus, life 17.597, comfort 3.958, luxury 1.7. Which is interesting because the clergy really don't make all that much money, but I guess they make 86 ducats and there's so few of them. The clergy per capita wealth is 901. Is there like 2 clergy in the country? They only have 1,700 ducats. Which means their average income is 41 ducats. The income of the clergy is 86. There really just must be 2 clergy in the entire country. There's 2,000 clergy. That must be per 1,000 then. That makes sense. Okay. Yeah, so there really is 2 clergy then. Interesting. Alright, our industry, we have a food deficit by a little bit, salt deficit by a little bit. Fiber surplus, that's good. Fuel surplus, raw material surplus. Exotic goods, we have a deficit there, but we actually produce 8, so that's good. We're producing something. Consumer goods, we have a surplus. Military, a little bit of a deficit. Naval, massive surplus there. Industrial surplus. Luxury, deficit. I really don't have that many cities to produce luxury cloth. It looks like amenities was built here, so I think I'll build a harborage in my capital next, depending on how much that is, because I'm getting decently low in terms of money. If it's a couple hundred, I'll build it. Knowledge, we have a little bit of deficit. That's like luxuries where I don't have cities built up. With amenities built in my capital, that should help get this up to above 10,000. There's 7,840 here right now, so that should go up to above 10,000, hopefully. I'll go ahead and do 10 industrial investment there and 10 in my former capital. Alright, let's see, is there any profitable farmlands? 22 ducats. I'll put 10 ducats there. Not there. There is nice. Alright, I'll hold it at that. I want to see how much a harbor would cost here. Garrison rank 1, I don't want that. Harbor rank 1, I do want that. 158. Yeah, go ahead and get that going. The harbor's pretty important in my capital. It still shows up as amenities, but my amenities was rank 0, so that should disappear. Now I assume I'm doing No, my parallelism is 1 unit per year. Yeah, I was wondering about that. Build 10 at a time. I think there's any way to change that. I think that's why stuff is building so slow. Let's see, let's I don't think this is gonna do anything, but oh no, never mind. I was gonna go ahead and try to reset it by clicking build. I could do that outside, just go to all the harbors. And then just rebuild what they have building right now. That must be why my naval materials, my naval force limit didn't drop massively like in my Portugal campaign. Well, I'll do that in between parts, see if that does anything. It might not, but I caught it now, so future projects will be parallelism 10. So I will end this part here and pick up on the next part. Some of these colonies are almost finished, so one of them is, this one is 915, that's a coastal province, that'll pretty good, that'll help out. I think maybe? These provinces actually won't do that much by themselves once they're completed, but there can be more migration and stuff like that. So anyway, thank you for watching. Goodbye.